Captain Hayes always disliked dealing with businessmen. They were usually heartless and had no regard for anything except the bottom line. They just couldn't be trusted. Now, Chad had just bought Hayes' wife an expensive gift. He was even more shocked to hear that she had accepted it. This was very taboo for law enforcement officials. After some thought, he called his wife. Edgar snapped. "You took a gift from Mr. Manson?" "Yes, why?" His wife didn't seem to be bothered at all. "Return it immediately," he ordered. "What?" When she heard this, she sounded hurt. "Are you joking?" "Edgar, this was a gift from our family friend. What's the big deal?" "No, I'm keeping it. It's nicer than any car you've been able to afford." After saying this, she immediately hung up. Now Edgar was even more disgusted with Chad. He stared at him and asked, "What do you want?" "Captain Hayes," he laughed. "I'm not trying to make things difficult, and I'm not asking you to give me any special favors. Like you said, you follow all the laws and procedures. I've read up on the laws and surrounding assaults on women. I think my friend's situation is quite serious." Edgar shook his head. Chad sounded like a horrible friend for anybody to have. He didn't say anything, but just looked at the businessman with a burning glare. Edgar went to see Commissioner Louis Nix. "Yes, Captain?" Louis didn't look up as he busied himself with the documents on his desk. Edgar replied, "Sir, we picked up a man tonight. He might end up causing a stir." The commissioner frowned. "What's the situation?" "Well, sir, the man supposedly forced himself on a woman and her boyfriend showed up and scared off. It happened in a highly public area and the suspect's wife is making a fuss. I'm in charge of the investigation and this case is probably going to attract media attention. We may need PR. I want to make sure you're aware." Louis finally looked up at Edgar. "I trust you'll handle the investigation properly." "Of course, sir. There were plenty of witnesses who will testify in the woman's favor. It's a done deal, sir." "Good. Don't worry about the press. I'll handle that." "You're dismissed." Edgar nodded, turned around, and left. Louis continued to complete the paperwork. But at that moment, the phone on his desk rang. He absolutely hated being interrupted at work. So he picked up the phone and snapped. "Who is it?" "Commissioner Nix, it's Chuck Stevens." "Chuck?" Louis frowned. This person had always been one of his targets. An infamous man in Laudervale. He had toed the line of criminality a few years ago. But in recent years he had gone legitimate. Most of the police hadn't gotten over their distrust of him. "Why are you calling me?" Louis said. "I just want to inform you, sir," Chuck said from the other side. "Your department caught the wrong person tonight. His name is Chase Rothman, and you'd better release him immediately." Of course, Louis wouldn't listen to this gangster's words, and he sneered. "Oh, Stephens, what do you think you're dealing with? Nobody gets released without my say-so." "Oh, trust me," Chuck said unhurriedly. "You can't convict this guy, and you better do as I tell you." After saying that, he hung up. Louis snorted. What kind of private security guard dares to call the police department and demand a suspect to be released? Does he really think my department is that easy to negotiate with? I'll take care of you once I'm done with your friend. In the next second, the phone rang again. Now he was quite displeased. He put down his pen and picked up the receiver. "Who is it now?" "Tim Sanders." A terrifying, angry voice rang out, and Louis was immediately afraid. First a washed-up gangster, and now it's the most important businessman in the entire city? The commissioner's attitude turned polite. "Mr. Sanders, what's the matter? Must be big if you're calling me personally." Two things. His attitude was decisive. First, my associate was arrested by your department, and you must immediately release him. We believe he's being framed. From the first sentence, Louis was shocked. How is this possible? What kind of status did the man have when they arrested him? Damn. Louis realized. The case Captain Hayes had just mentioned wouldn't be kept quiet for so long. It was gonna get real messy real fast. He tried his absolute best not to panic. Sir, I'll look into it. If you're right, I will immediately release him, he quickly said. Yes, Tim grunted and continued. Second, I'm planning to spend $420 million to set up a police academy in Lauderdale. What? Louis was shocked. Was this abrupt change of tone? This man was too generous, if he really meant it. Louis had been in the same position for almost 12 years now, and he'd constantly worried about the quality and quantity of his officers declining. To recruit new officers to the city, they had to send police academies from other cities, which cost a lot of money and effort. If there was a local academy within Lauderdale, then the police department could recruit and train talented people much easier, faster, and cheaper. Building a police academy would also look good on Louis' record. Thank you so much. He was deeply grateful. I'll look into it right away. After hanging up, Louis put his paperwork aside and got up, meaning to go find Captain Hayes. But the drama wasn't over tonight. The moment Tim hung up, his cell phone rang again. This caller was even more important. This was Louis' personal cell phone. Very few people knew about it. Other than a few family members, all of the other calls came through on his office phone. He had a bad feeling about this. Hello? He asked tentatively as he picked up the phone. Louis Nix. The voice on the other side was gravely but still full of vigor. You have been out for 10 years. Don't tell me you've forgotten my voice. Colonel Adams. At this moment, Louis' entire body snapped to attention by reflex. To him, Isaac Adams was a godlike figure. Louis might forget his own wife's voice, but he would never forget his commanding officer. It's General Adams now. Sir, Why are you calling me now? General Adams' tone was very cold as he said, I've been told your men arrested someone they shouldn't have. This matter has already reached General Long. He is very angry and wants you to release your man within 15 minutes. General Long? Louis was even more shocked as he stuttered. General Long commanded an entire army corps, nearly 50,000 men. What the hell was he telling the Lauderdale Police Department to release a suspect? Louis tried his best to suppress a groan. He was not paid enough for this. I'll review the situation, sir. His phone buzzed yet again, this time from a text from Tim. He had sent Louis a video, which he had watched hastily. His heart pounded and his head spun. He ran out of the office in a panic. Oh man, Captain Hayes, who the hell did we arrest? Chuck Stevens, Tim Sanders, and 2 generals in the army were all calling for this man to be released. If they wanted to, they could end anybody's career or worse. The officers on duty watched Louis run to Edgar's office. Even the men he'd served within for over a decade had never seen him run like that before. No one dared to say a word. Louis' entire body was filled with stress. The situation was not looking good and no one wanted to risk setting him off. As soon as he arrived at the office, he slammed his hand on the door and shouted, Captain Hayes, get out here right now. Edgar was on the phone with his wife about Chad's gifted car. Hearing that, he quickly ran out of the office. Commissioner Nix? His eyes widened. Why are you here? We've got a big problem. Louis was breathing heavily. Edgar couldn't understand what he was saying. Sir, what are you saying? What problem? Rothman. Where is he? He's in the interrogation room. Edgar was confused. I just talked to you about it. I got everything under control. I think you may have screwed up, Louis cursed.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.